Well, to a special bonus video involving this game. We did Remix before, but now we're actually doing the original game. I'm doing it on the PS1 as well because, well, I did the Remix game on the PS1, especially since it was a PS1 exclusive, so I might as well do the original on PS1 as well. Now, a few things to mention for this one. There are going to be some missions that are either changed or aren't even in Remix at all. There'll also be some parts of maps and such that'll be different, especially since they've been either removed or changed. And for the most part, it's going to be the same kind of shit. And not only that, but there are some levels that only appeared in Remix. In fact, some characters too. The last two characters we unlocked, the lunch lady and the 80s guy, those are only in Remix. Everybody else is in this game. And they are a lot the same way. Some guy is from completing the character, and Amish guy is unlocked by completing all 10 of the riders. And also, just to make sure that you know this game did not change the black guy, who is Sean Butler, the only black guy in this game. He's still the worst in this game. He still is, just gonna need almost the best bike in the game to actually do the one specific challenge for that, because that's still here, it hasn't changed. And yeah, I'm just showing the intro because it's kind of changed a bit. It's mainly just the fact that it doesn't have Remix on it. And yeah, I'm gonna be going through showing you all the objectives that are new or changed, except for score. Score is gonna be obvious. And as for the last 6 tracks, those are actually going to be contests. Yes, the last 6 tracks in the game are all just a lineup of competitions. Also, this menu is a bit different, it has different look to it, a different loading screen and shit, and different music as well. It's not that da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, it's more fucking metal and shit, so yeah. A lot more hardcore here. I'm getting rid of it, obviously, because copyright. Now, as for the rest of the menu, it's not really changed much, so I'm going to go ahead and show off, now the audio's back on, the level lineup. It starts off with the Greenville levels, except no competition for the Greenville. It goes right to that one, and then 3 more there, and then, yeah, competition from here on out. So, yeah, a lot more shorter, and no school and all that crap, no hometown. Let's begin with Greenville VAIL Trails, in which I'm going to go ahead and show you essentially the fact that the descriptions haven't changed at all for the first 6 levels. They're still the same for the most part. Yeah, as you can tell, they are still the same. But what isn't the same is some of the level layout here as well, as the fact you have to jump over the first dirt mound and over the log in the road without touching it, as well as 5,000 points. So yeah, in front of you is a log. This log was never there in Remix. It's the first thing you do in the game. And as for this dirt mound, yeah, it's this one right here. Jump over that and you're good to go. Those are the only different ones in Amateur. There are more in Pro and also in Hardcore. Except Hardcore, I think, is exactly the same. Except for one. But yeah, easy score to get 5,000 points. Now it's time for us to take care of our next thing, after I get my, name in and shit, which is the Pro challenges. Jump the creek gap. Use the trail to jump over the fence, 50,000 points. So first of all, this trailer here, no trick for it to jump over the fence. There are a few like that where they used to be just, jump over, but in Remix you have to do a trick over instead. And that creek gap would lead up to that log there, but in the Remix game it would be that other jump to the right of us. And there you go. Now it's time for the Hardcore, which there's only one major difference with, and that is to jump up to the roof of the house. That's really it. The rest of this is the exact same. Except, if you get up to here, after getting that objective done, you notice there's the power line over to the left now. That is not a Remix. That power line here is not a Remix at all. I think this is a better power line because it has more of a downward end to it, so you get a bit more of a push down. Otherwise, it's just yeah. Anyway, now getting to Greenville Park, which for this one, we're going to go ahead and, take care of 360 over the ramp parks, box jump, grind more 50 feet anywhere, and the rest of those are still the same, except for the score. So yeah, 360 over the ramp parks box jump. This is actually right here, and yeah, all you have to do is do a 360 spin, which is holding the L1 and L1 button. There you go. Easy. And yeah, 50 grind anywhere. But this one's super easy as well, because all you gotta do is just go over to where this box is, and you see this grind across from here? use that to get the 50 feet. It's not a challenge, honestly. There you go. I got 100 feet out of that. Now, here's the biggest issue. The grind and the stalls, which we're going to do soon. But right now, this hasn't changed at all, except for the warehouse fence thing, the fucking door. Because it said 4, not 3. Yeah, see? That's because there is a 4th one here that was removed from Remix. And it's right here. This was never there in Remix. It was actually just taken out completely. As well as a window there, too. But right now I'm going to tell you about the fucking stalls and the grinds. In which Remix fixed this, because in the original, you can't jump from this. If you even try to jump for it, you get no air out of it, and you end up bailing. Seriously, you end up getting fucked for it. So you have no choice but to fall off your fucking grinds and stalls in order to land your shit. So, yeah, I'm glad that was fixed in Remix, because that shit fucking sucks and makes the game way more hard than it should be. Anyway, all that's really changed here for hardcore is these windows, which is just that window right there. The rest of these are still the same, haven't changed at all really, so yeah. The one thing I will show you though is that there's a rooftop grind around here, where if you try to grind for it, it's not automatic. In fact, it's more like what would happen is you would have to grind to the middle area. If you grind from the usual spot we would usually grind for, you would take a while to register for it. If you grind the other direction, however, you will actually end up succeeding the goal before you even get the grind happening. It's weird. That was fixed in Remix, but the way stuff is done here for this grind here is really weird in the original. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this. So now it's on the backyard pools. Which again, same description right over here, I believe. And yeah, it's just gonna be different as well. Because we now have to take care of 30 feet in the air and 540 spin. So this is where the feet in the air thing from school came in. And yeah, 360 spin after that. Which is really easy considering, you know, once you get this, you'll have enough air to actually take care of 360 spin. So, just do a 360 right now, and there you go. Oh, 540 I mean. I was wrong. It's a 540. Anyway, now it's time for this one. The transfer pool is here now, as well as grind the lawnmower, and also getting out from the pool to the roof. These are goals that are in Remix, but they are completely ordered differently here. Like, these ones, some of them used to be in hardcore, and I think, yeah, I think they were pretty much in, these were all pro, except Green Lawnmower was in amateur, and I believe that grind to pull thing was in hardcore. And we had a bike, by the way, for doing these, so yeah, take care of the pro challenges, you get a bike. Anyway, close the line, get into the secret pool, and grind the red lawnmower, as well as transfer from one rail to the other in the pool. So I believe the pool-to-pool transfer is amateur, if not from the thing. The main difference here is getting into the secret pool because you just ride into it. That's been changed into using that fucking Superman jump down to it thing, which sucks. The rest of this hasn't really changed, so there you go. And I'm gonna go ahead and watch this because, you know, it's great. But yeah. The clothesline grind that was in pro is now here in hardcore. It's weird. Anyway, I've taken care of. Now it's time for us to take care of... Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you the fucking snake run. Because that hasn't changed at all. It still looks like shit. And I hate it. I hate it. But we never had to use it. So that's good. Too bad in Remix you have to use it because it sucks. But, there you go. So, yeah. Nothing really changed much here. Now I have the second bike, which, by the way, there are 3 riders here that I know can get this in their second bike. Dave Mirra, Chad Caggy, and Leigh Ramsdale. They can reach this challenge with the second bike. Everybody else, the third bike, except for Sean Butler, who is so shit that with the third bike, as soon as it gets to 90 feet, slows down completely. So you have to go ahead and use the 4th bike for him. Also in the original game, once you complete the hardcore challenges here for a whole row, it tells you the fucking rare special trick. So, that would have been nice to have in Remix for like 2 of the fucking characters at least. But in Remix, special tricks don't get mentioned at all, so they still exist, but the game never tells you about them. Great. Thanks. Very fucking helpful. Also, I'm an idiot and forgot how this works, so, yeah, there you go. Double C, grab Superman Indian. Useless. Anyway, Woodward, it's now time Woodward Trails. Hasn't changed at all, really, still. But, what they just saw have changed a little bit. Clear each jump the Muddy Creek, and break off 4 cabin doors are the changed ones. So first of all, just jump in the 6-pack here is different. I'm pretty sure you have to do like a 360 spin for these originally. And then there is the creek. The creek used to be the bus driver over the creek, which I believe was a pro or a hardcore challenge. But in this one, it's just jump over the creek. And lastly is the doors. You might have noticed that when we're doing this in the remix, there were a bunch of doors just out and about, and then we didn't do anything with them. Well, they were used here in the original, so yeah, you just run in them, they break off. I think the reason that they were removed is because they believe they were changed to the school level one, where you run into the locker doors. But, yeah, why are they still here in Remix? I don't know. They have no purpose in Remix. They have a purpose here, so there you go. After that, though, we then get into Pro, which I know, for instance, this was going to be all just backflip shit, but in this one, it's fast playing the Woodward sign, jumping over the 4 golf carts, and pulling a backflip on all 3 of these. Only a backflip. No bar spins, none of that shit, just a backflip. So, yeah, that's an easier Pro challenge. And yeah, all the golf carts and shit are right there now. And last year, 360 spin over the jumps, and then the rest of these being the same. So, yeah, as you can tell, all that's really different is the whole jumping thing. Yeah, it's just like, they really compacted it into the Pro challenges in Remix, but that was about it. Made it a lot more harder. Anyway, Lot 8 is next, which I'm going to be showing you something interesting about Lot 8, but first, we'll go for the amateur challenges, which haven't changed much. All that's changed is nothing, except the score. But this has changed, however, which is the fire alarms and transferring between the 2 corner quarter pipes. The 2 corner quarter pipes are right in front of us. It's a weird transfer, but I'll show it anyway. And as for this fire alarm there, well, the fire alarms haven't changed. There's still 4 of them, except the placement has. Now I'm playing Revision 1 from what I got from an ISO. But there is an original version of the game out there that I haven't found yet, where the first fire alarm, this one in fact, isn't there on that wall. In fact, it was actually right below where the fence that at the very behind you is. It was really weird how it's not here, but I don't mind it because that's how it is in Remix, so I'm guessing that was just taken from there. And lastly, everything is still the same except for that last one, manual the tower. Just do a manual on the tower. There you go, pretty easy. No tail whip off it. Lastly is Titanic, which also hasn't changed much, except the area behind you is locked off, because we have to do something to unlock it. It is unlocked otherwise in Remix. So, transfer the channel, 35 feet of air, and jump over the Titanic channel gap is the difference, really. The transfer, not so much. The 35 feet kind of is, I believe. But that transfer, I do think is different, because we never really had to transfer over this thing. I think that one is, like, not there at all. But, yeah, I'm going to show you how I got the score here, because, again, with no grind to work with, this was much more painful to deal with. Seriously. I'm so glad Remix lets you actually jump off your fucking grind, and not just exit it, and then get fucked because it didn't jump off when you press the jump button. Or hold and press the jump button. Either way, there's no jumping from this fucking grind. It sucks. Anyway, Titanic channel gap, there you go. And with that out of the way, we then move on forward, because guess what? We are now going to have grind both blue lists to open the cage and pull 900. So, yeah. Oh, a mini channel gap. That one is what you have to do at X down for. There's a 900. And yeah, you might be noticing there are these blue cranes about now, which, or blue lifts, and these will unlock the cage. What is the cage? It's actually that park right behind you, where in the hardcore challenge, you'll be using that jump over the fence thing for at the run-up. So, yeah, this is the cage. Really interesting how that's a thing, huh? It's not a thing in Remix, though. They got rid of it. And yeah, here's that jump here, which just jump over the channel. Pretty simple. And now, lastly, it's the hardcore challenges, which haven't really changed much. Also got another bike from doing all of that. As you can see, the only difference here is a little backflip, which we'll be able to do right off the bat, because we're right here. And by the way, the start's different, too. In the remix, you have start in the middle, from that little bump there. But here, it's the run-up, which makes more sense. And that is all of the challenge stuff. Now it's all competitions, and they are all the Pro Tour and Acclaim areas. So, I'm going to end up showing you all of the last run of my successful runs of these. Both from the Sweet Travels I can't read this, you read it yourself, because guess what? If you actually end up getting second place in these instead of first, you get some clothing, sure, but you do not get the next level. You are forced to get gold here every time. So, don't fucking blame me for having to use save states for this one, because these competitions are much more strict and much more bullshit, and I fucking hate them. I sincerely hate these competitions. They suck. They are the absolute fucking worst. And I'm going to tell you why, because I could not really tell with Remix's way of doing it, but there are a few guides for doing it in this one. With the Pro Tour contest, all three of them, you have to score between 70,000 and 80,000 points. You will lose competition points if you are under 70,000 or over 80,000 points. Yes, if you score too high, the game penalizes you. That's a fucking first. I have never seen a fucking sports game penalize me for getting a high score. What the fuck? Yeah, see? So yeah, hope you get lucky, because this game's gonna fuck you that way. Oh, but it gets worse, because for all these competitions, they all have the same other requirements. It's just the score thing is different, because acclaim contests are 85,000 to 100,000. Yeah, you can't go more than 100,000 in these. So indoor and outdoor trick lines get the judge's attention. So, yeah, the Eastwood Ramp Park, here we go with this one. It starts you off in a shape position too, right fucking there. Great. So, let's begin with this. So, just to tell you the rest of these, you can only bail about 2 to 4 times. Those, you know, a few bails can be okay. You lose a little bit of points, but not too much. Any more than that, you'll be losing way too much. Then you have mix up your tricks. You cannot repeat a trick more than once. If you do the same trick twice, like if you do it the first time and again a second time, you get penalized for doing any trick twice or more. You can only do a trick once. So that sucks. Then, you have to utilize different areas of the course. So, we can't stay in the same place for long. In fact, I honestly think you can't stay in the same place for like 3 seconds. You must move fucking everywhere to take care of this. Otherwise, you get penalized for being in one area too long. And speaking of, you have to keep moving. If you stop moving, you get penalized. Even if you get stuck, you get penalized. And it's very easy to end up getting stuck in this fucking game. And lastly, you cannot score in your combo or trick more than 15,000 points. If you, in your combo, end up with a score that's higher than 50,000 points by the time you land it, the game thinks you're cheating and penalizes you. The game thinks you're cheating because you did a double backflip and you kept spinning, and that automatically, when you land it, gives you 20,000 points. If you did a modifier with that, you would end up getting 40,000 in one trick because of a double backflip modifier of the spin. The game discourages you from doing that whatsoever. It also kind of discourages you from using Mirra's triple backflip. Just letting you know that right now as well. And also, I want you to see that. That is a real thing. That was during me trying to grind through shit. That was Dave Mirra at the very top with a perfect score of 99.9 on both runs. That has happened to me 3 fucking times while trying to get through every character in this game. So if you fucking complain to me about using save states to get around the scoring bullshit of the randomization and all of that, I want you to take a good long look at what you just saw there, of that fucking score in the corner. You can look back if you want. And I want you to realize that if you're seriously going to defend this game for the way it scores in this game, for the way the requirements are, for the way the AI is, for how random the score is, and the fact that every second the score is different, no matter what, it's random. If you're going to be that much of an asshole to me for save stating on this shit, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off. Because this game is cheap, unfair, and bullshit with its competitions, and it gets no fair play from me if it's fucking garbage. I am going to save state, and I'm not going to be ashamed of it. Fuck you. Anyway, I have this, the best bike now. Let's go ahead and do the other 3. Which, by the way, 85,000 to 100,000 is the limit. If I go under, I lose points. If I go over 100,000, I lose points. Also, the names are different here, too, because they're called Dirt, Street, and Vert. Yep. Fucking Gravity Games bike is showing its face right now. What the fuck? So, if I just do that, 5,000 points. Fine. If I do a modifier with that, though, on a vert, by the way, I get like 19,000. If I do a little backflip like that off a vert, I get 20,000. The vert actually gives you more than doing it on the ground. However, you can't use all the vert for much because, you got that fucking change your area thing or else get penalized requirement thing going on. And this game is super fucking stingy about every single iota of the fucking requirements there. And I legitimately hate it. I cannot, for all my efforts, get a fucking higher score than like 96 maybe. I was able to get a 98 in Remix. I cannot get higher than that in this one. Because this is bullshit. This is unfair bullshit. I fucking hate it. It's not fun. It's not fair. And when the AI is gonna pull bullshit like that, the 99.9 on both runs thing, which, by the way, if the AI got that, it is impossible for me to get first place, and you have to get first place to move on to the next level. If it's gonna pull that bullshit, then these competitions are fucking bullshit. They are unfair, and they're completely fucking dog shit. And all I'm gonna tell you is that, yeah, didn't get that good a score, but I still got a 95. So I don't know what's going on with the whole score thing, but every walkthrough says a requirement of 85 minimum. 85,000. I got 67,000. I got 95. So, I don't know what the score requirement is, but apparently if I go too much score, I get penalized for it. But now it's straight. We went from dirt to straight, which means next one's going to be vert, and I just... Don't fall in the water because this is shark country. There is water, by the way. Behind this wall here is actually water, and I've actually succeeded in drowning in it. Not a joke. That has actually happened. So I thought I'd let you know that because, yeah, it really is just like you fall in the water and get respawned. It respawns you in weird places, though. Just note that. Just know that, at least. Anyway, the major difference with this map is that it's in the morning and not like nighttime. In Remix, it's nighttime. At least we don't have to do the weird, glitchy fucking grind thing here. The broken goal. But instead we have to deal with a broken competition. So, I don't know what's really better here. A broken goal or a broken competition. I would prefer the broken goal because at least it's one thing that I have to deal with and I don't have to do it to complete the game. This, I have to do it to complete the fucking game. And its competition is bullshit. All these are bullshit. Fuck these competitions. And fuck this game for having, honestly, the worst competitions of any fucking extreme sports game. Because quite frankly, I honestly believe that Gravity Games Bike took from this game, and they shouldn't have. But they fucking did. And that's why all their competitions in that game are garbage. In this game, these are garbage too. There's no defending this. After all I've shown you of these, there's no fucking defending these competitions. These suck. Anyway, all we have left is the vert competition, which is the shallow dunes. So let's get this out of the way. Let's complete the fucking thing already. And also, yes, I did do all this with the fucking, you know, the fucking, all of the riders and shit, all 12 of them. In case you're wondering, there is no expert mode in this one. Expert mode is only in Remix. Use your fan support to blow away the judges. Ha ha. But yeah. Expert mode is only in Remix. That sure makes me question about that fucking mode. Because it did restart all my progress. But it didn't really. If I turn it off, I'm back to normal. So, it is a hard mode. And knowing that this doesn't have it, but also has more shit in it when it comes to cheats and videos, because guess what? There's one cheat in this one that's not in Remix as far as I could tell from the normal playthrough. And there's also 2 videos, well actually 1 video, that is only in this one but not in Remix. Well, I feel like they might be in Remix, But in order for me to actually get that, I would have to go. And also, great, thanks game. Fucking fantastic. But yeah, in order for me to get that shit, I would legitimately have to fucking go and do expert mode to find if there is more to Remix. Because there's an FMV here which I will show you. The other two I can't, because copyrighted. Even though the second one does seem to exist in Remix as well. But the video I will show is a dev video. And it's no music, so I can give you the full audio of that as well. Also, what the fuck. But yeah, I want to show you it so badly. But we have now completed the game because guess what? I got my gold. And with that, we got the Slim Jim guy. We also got the secret bite for completing the Acclaim Max games. And we got our movie for completing it as the main man himself, Dave Mirra. That's not all though, because unlike Remix, where all the characters, don't really have a special thing, it's just, except for like Dave, really. But everybody here does have their own thing, which I'll be showing you right now, because guess what? I went through and did everything with them. So, with that out of the way and done, let's take care of the rest of them, shall we? By loading save states, because I already did all of them in save states. Ryan here has his own video. So that means all the riders have their own videos, probably. Not only that, but Troy McMurray has a cheat. The Exorcist. He gets that one. Mike Laird ends up getting a cheat as well. First person cam. That's new. Chad Kagi will actually end up getting the bike suspension mode. Next up, Tim Mirra. He ends up getting silly grunt mode. After that, I also ended up not saving correctly of my save state, so whoops. Anyway, Keenan Harkin over here, he ended up skidding. Come on, let's go through it. Sticky Crash. After that, Sean Butler, which was a fucking hard time for me, gets night vision goggle cam. And Leigh Ramsdale will end up getting Super Crash mode. And of course, with Joey Garcia, we end up not only getting a cheat out of him, but we also completed all 10, which means we get the Amish boy. We have truly mastered Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX. Every level, every character. Well, not really every character, because we still got the Slim Jim guy, and we now have the Amish boy. So, fucking course I do them both. And they do give you something. Unlike in Remix, these do give you something. Because there was a competition with Slim Jim. And for completing the Slim Jim guy, you get a message. Not a reward, but a message. Enter the Slim Jim Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX sweepstakes. That no longer exists. Great. But the Amish boy, for completing him and completing everybody else, you end up getting a movie. And not only that, you get this message. You define what Pennsylvania Dutch Eastsiders BMX is all about. Right on, brother. So, there you go. That is 100% of this game. Of the original. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you the whole challenge thing. I'm going to go ahead and show you my records for this. Which, they're worse than what I got in fucking Remix. But I might as well show you them for here in case you want an additional challenge because you have no real goodness for your grinds and shit. But, yeah. that is everybody. You are fucking welcome. Now then, here are the cool stuff. Here's all the challenges of the game. That really is all the differences of this game. And it's not much. So, yeah. That is the bonus part for you. Here's the fucking, you know, all the shit here, my little boards and all of that. The dev stuff is still here. I think they're easier here than they are in the remix. And of course, I do get the best game from the last one. Even though that would penalize me to hell. And now, after I, you know, go ahead and show you this cheat, because it is supposed to be a first-person cam, so it would be like, you know, in your face sort of thing. But, either there's supposed to be something happening, or it doesn't work, because it's still the same cam. So, I don't get this cheat. If it's in Remix, I'm pretty sure it worked better, but right now, it doesn't do anything. So, yeah. But what we do have is the Amish Boys video. See, replay doesn't really give me anything either, so there you go. So yeah. I could show you Dave Mirra's video, or Ryan Nyquist's video, but I'm not going to. I am instead going to show you the best one, the Amish Boys video. This is our reward.
Jebediah.
And that's it. That is the entire game. And the credits are even kind of different, so there you go. What can I say about the original Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX? I think Remix fixed some things, but at the same time, they definitely made some things kind of worse. But I don't blame them for having a bit of a hard time trying to fix what I honestly consider it to be a fucking mess. Because I do think this game is a fucking mess. And this is a game that was essentially made of the engine such that made Thrasher Skate and Destroy, which came before Tony Hawk did. So you'd think that they'd be able to make something really good out of this game, but I honestly feel like Thrasher was much better designed and made than this game was. Also, some of these credits have some weird little messages here and there, like, not gonna work here anymore and all that crap, so, yeah, just keep that in mind. Just notice it if you want. But yeah, Remix, I do think, even though it's made by the B team and such, I think fixed a lot of things, added some needed stuff, and honestly, made it a bit more enjoyable. Not that much enjoyable, though, but they made it a bit more enjoyable. However, the expert mode, some people have told me to not do the expert mode, that I should be done with this game forever now, and should move on from it. Now knowing all of this shit, it's gonna be a maybe. Because I do feel like we haven't quite 100%ed Remix yet. I am not fucking doing it when it comes to right now, okay? I am not fucking doing it when it comes to a Let's Play or anything else. Instead, I will be doing it when we get to the stream stuff. Whenever I feel like it. Which is not for a while. But that's it. That is Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX. that is also the end of Remix, and that is the end of the first game. Thank fucking God, we've been at it for a while. So, next time, I may have to do Mirra Freestyle BMX 2. And I'm not quite looking forward to it. But we're gonna have to do it anyway, aren't we? So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And yeah, these credits will go on for a little bit longer, but I will see you all next time for a new Let's Play. It will either be Mirra Freestyle BMX 2, which I'll do on GameCube, because really none of the versions are different, so I might as well just do that one. Or something else. Something a bit more fun, I guess. We'll have to see. Might do Matt Hoffman. You never know. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Rip the Possum. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Eat me!